Hey everybody, Mark Schultz here. Glad to see you. We have another little video snippet for you today about blockchain and digitalization in aviation. And I have special guests with me again, Stefan Fosler and Michael Shea. How are you guys today?
Hi Mark, I'm fine, and you?
Excellent, thank you. Michael and Stefan are with a company called eWINGZ, and they specialize in blockchain technology, but it isn't just that. Can you guys tell me what really the company is all about?
We are building actually already a decentralized platform which enables the industry to share data seamlessly. And this is without having an intermediary. So there is no Google in between somehow. But at the end of the day, it shall save the organization time and so for money. That's our vision.
Excellent. And our businesses are all about that. You know, time and money is all what it's about. You know, that's really good. Well, hey, listen, we're going to take just a couple of minutes today and give you some interesting information here, really about digitalization. So first question I have, Michael, I'm going to direct right to you. What is digitalization in aviation? That's a hard word to say, digitalization.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
It is, yeah.
You know, digitalization, digital twin, digital transformation, these are all speaking to the same process, same change agency, or if you will, within the industry. It is taking what have been legacy processes around that are usually highly paper oriented and re-engineering them, reinventing them into a digital paradigm. You know, as you're quite aware, these kinds of change processes are key. It's key really to believe that you can do it, that you understand the processes and the changes that you are trying or attempting to make. And then through that understanding, you select the technologies that are really going to enable you to realize the change you desire. It's a cyclical or iterative process. You learn as you go, but that really is where the digitization or digitalization in aviation, it's something that's time has come. In many aspects, the industry is far behind many of the other sectors, the other industry sectors in the reinvention and really taking the advantage of digital technologies, more on the operational side.
Yeah, I would absolutely have to agree with that. You know, I traveled the world for many years now, and last year, alone, I visited just a couple hundred companies in the aviation industry, and my assessment is that 90–95% of them are not using digital data today. And so the subject that you have is just really super critical and interesting. Okay, well, that's really interesting information. Michael, as a follow-up to that, let me ask this question. Is it digital identity? Now, how does that really play into the digitalization journey then?
Well, Mark, it's actually it's a fascinating evolution that is going to happen within the industry. Digital identity is a concept or a technology that's emergent, particularly around the areas of electronically verifiable credentialing that are cryptographically secured. This is one of the technologies that blockchain, the whole blockchain technology space, has really brought to the fore and allowed to come on the market, and is causing great sort of shockwaves that are starting to come out. Identity factors into the digital transformation because you have to know what you're dealing with, and as you are converting to a digital paradigm, now you have components or people or organizations that have characteristics that you need to have a digital version of. It's no longer looking at a paper-based credential for a technician as to whether they're certified or not on a particular aircraft or component part of an aircraft. It's no longer looking at the certificates of airworthiness for your components and parts that are being put into the aircraft, but the electronic versions of those. but you need to make sure that they're cryptographically, that they are secured, they're not forged. So this is really where digital identity factors into this whole digital transformation journey. It's it's not, it's a key or critical building block. It's not obviously the only part of a digital transformation journey, but it is a key thing that enables and makes this possible.
Yeah, I see that. And when we're talking about the subject of security, of identity, Stefan, let me come back to you for a second. Is it, where does blockchain or DLT technology fit in here? How does that all relate to what Michael just said?
Yeah, actually it fits perfectly into the music. So all CIOs out there will say, wow, thanks God that this technology is coming around the corner right now. Because we're moving from the login password paradigm towards a new paradigm in terms of a public key infrastructure paradigm. So that means each entity, each organization is responsible for its own cryptographic key pairs for security, so that you're not having anymore a centralized platform. So as soon as this is hacked, we have the problems with all of that as we know them.
Yeah.
So it's more harder even for somebody who wants to hack an entity with that way in terms of how you access a company environment. So there's more security out there, and of course there is technology. So it's not everything is mobile device based. Companies may need other physical devices, secure devices to generate those cryptographic key pairs when they engage with that environment. But this is all already developed. It's affordable, so it's not as before we had it with the certification authorities. It's getting down with the costs, and it's getting really, really high secured. So the CIOs, as I said, will love it.
Okay. Michael, let me ask you a final question here. Where do you see the biggest opportunity for impact, in this space right now?
In the digital transformation, in that journey, it is the elimination of paper. Our particular focus is around the MRO sector and all of the paper processes, the tracking of paper, the certificates of airworthiness, all of the documentation that goes with an aircraft. So that is certainly one element that is very relevant. But the other part that really comes in, and this is where digital identity and some of the electronic credentials, again, the credential can be of a part as well as of a person and the technician, is the elimination of manual entry of data. So business opportunities, once you could get this to this form factor, you start to significantly, if not eliminate, the possibilities of transcription errors. And having technicians spending time manually entering data or putting, signing off forms, it all becomes electronic. The potential for cost savings from either time factors or the perennial problem every organization has around data quality it's enormous impact in those areas.
Yeah, I can see there's going to be a tremendous opportunity for for optimization that's going to exist in the industry. Well, hey, listen, hey guys, I want to thank you for your time, here today, and I want to tell you as a viewer audience here right now that Stefan and Michael are going to offer a free webinar on this subject to be able to provide a great deal more information on really how identity and digitalization are really impacting the industry, the aviation industry today. And you can attend this webinar on Wednesday, July 24th at 1500 Central European Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. There'll be a second one on the same day, which will be 1800 Central European Time, 12 noon Eastern Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And there'll be a link right down below this video where it's posted, where you can register for this free webinar. Don't miss it. It's going to be really, really interesting information, and it's free. And so you're definitely going to want to catch up on this and see it. Now, let me finish up by saying this, is the next small snippet that these guys are going to do is going to be on the digital MRO. And what that really means is that how does the digital MRO, how does the MRO industry, how is it impacted by becoming more digital? All right, that's going to be the next topic of discussion. I think it's going to be really interesting. Hey guys, thanks for joining today, and I'm looking forward to our next discussion.